Stripe, the payments giant valued at over $106 billion, is exploring a buyback of its own shares from VCs. A buyback is basically when a company repurchases its shares from existing investors. And it's normally a tool for publicly traded companies to boost earnings per share and stock price. It's a little less common for privately held companies. So why is Stripe doing this? Stripe is one of the most valuable startups in Silicon Valley. They were founded in 2010, and since then they've scaled into a global giant. But they've also been facing a dilemma in recent years, one that many startups are facing. And that dilemma is control versus liquidity. How do you enjoy the control that comes with staying private while also giving your employees and your investors a way to finally turn their equity into cash? As we all know, startup equity is paper wealth until you can actually sell it. Now, Stripe has already used all the typical tools that startups tend to rely on to provide this kind of liquidity. They have explored secondary sales, they have done tender offers, but this buyback is a little less typical. It lets them obviously provide liquidity so that VCs can finally realize gains on their investments. And it also lets Stripe's founders boost their ownership stake, because as a startup raises more funding throughout its life cycle, ownership gets diluted. But when you buy back some of your shares, you're reducing the total outstanding shares, which increases the relative ownership of existing shareholders. Increasingly, companies like Stripe and OpenAI don't really need to go public to access liquidity, which is one of the reasons traditionally IPOs used to be so common. But they do need to figure out how to reward employees and investors. The usual playbook for that is secondary sales, tender offers, but who knows? Maybe with this Stripe precedent, buybacks are going to become more frequently used as a tool to provide liquidity while retaining control.